Good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed the two important laws. One is Boyle's law and Charles' law. So Boyle's law states that the pressure of a fixed amount of a gas is always inversely proportional to the volume of a gas at a constant temperature. The Charles' law states that at constant pressure, the volume of a fixed amount of a gas is always directly proportional to absolute temperature. So based on that experiments, the two more important generalization made, they are put in the form of two laws. One is Gay-Lussac's law and Avogadro's law, in addition to the Boyle's and Charles' law. Today we are going to discuss these two laws. One is Gay-Lussac's law and another one is Avogadro's law. So what is Gay-Lussac's law? So it gives the relationship between the pressure and temperature when we kept the volume of a gas and the amount of a gas is fixed. So what is this law? This law states that at constant volume, the pressure of a fixed amount of a gas varies directly with temperature. At constant volume, the pressure is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. So mathematically, it may be expressed as pressure is directly proportional to the temperature, and pressure is equal to, by removing the proportionality, the constant K into T, P by T is equal constant. So this is the mathematical expression of Gay-Lussac's law. So now, like Boyle's law and Charles' law, we can apply. At constant volume, at a particular temperature T1, the pressure of a gas is P1. At a temperature T2, the pressure of a gas is P2. Then, how they are related? According to Charles' law, P by T is equal to constant. That is K. P by T is equal to constant. Simply we write that is K. So then we can apply to this one. P1 by T1 is equal to K. P2 by T2 is equal to K. So both are the constants are same, then it is equal as P1 by T1 is equal P2 by T2. So there we can write the P1 by, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. In the Charles' law we write V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Like that here also P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. So this is can be used to solve the certain numericals based on the Gay-Lussac's law. So the next one, graphical representation of Gay-Lussac's law. So now when we see this equation, so P is equal to K into T. So P is equal to K into T, it is in the form of Y is equal to mx. So when we draw a plot, pressure versus temperature, so the pressure is taken along the y-axis and the temperature is along the x-axis. So the relation said very clearly, as the temperature is rises, the pressure of a gas is also rises. So that they are directly proportional to each other and it can be passed through the origin. So we get a straight line that clearly indicates with increasing the temperature, pressure is increases. This is the plot we get. So now, same plot, but we can draw at different constant values. First we can take that at value V1, at V2 and V3 and V4. Then we get the plots like this. When we get a plot, so by putting the constant value, when we draw a plot pressure versus temperature, that plots we called isochores. In the case of Boyle's law, we maintain the temperature is constant, that is called isotherm. Whereas in the case of the Charles' law, the pressure is kept constant. At that time, whatever the plots are obtained, they are called isobars. And here, these are called isochores because we are keeping the volume as a constant. So we are getting these different plots. Here, V1 is less than, V2 is less than, V3 is less than, V4. Because at a particular temperature, let us take any value of temperature. So these are the pressures. So at V1, the pressure is more as compared to V2, V3, V4. Because this is a clear indicates the value is very high. When the pressure is high, definitely the value should be which one? Less. That's why V1 is less than, V2 is less than, V3 is less than, V4. So these are the graphical representation of the Gay-Lussac's law. Simply, this law states that at constant volume, the pressure of a fixed amount of a gas is directly proportional to the temperature. So the next we move towards the next law, that is Avogadro's law. So Avogadro's law can give the relationship between volume of a gas and the number of molecules at constant temperature and pressure. So now what is Avogadro's law? It states that at a given temperature and pressure, the volume of a gas is directly proportional to the amount of a gas. We said very clearly in the beginning, in the measurable properties, the amount of a gas is expressed in terms of number of moles. That means the volume of a gas is always directly proportional to the number of moles of a gas at a given temperature and pressure. That is, we can express mathematically the volume of a gas is V is directly proportional to N. N is the amount of a gas, that is in terms of number of moles. So then V is equal K into N. This is the mathematical expression of Avogadro's law. So from this Avogadro's law, V1 by N1 is equal to V2 by N2, because when V is equal to Kn, then V by N is equal to constant. So from this one, we can also write V by N is equal to constant. So now, if the two volumes and two different number of moles, then V1 by V2 is equal, so N1 by N2, that is we are getting from this Avogadro's law. Here, suppose the volume occupied by the gas is equal, then N1 is equal to N2. So that means if N1 is equal to N2, then V1 is equal to E2. So from that one we can conclude one statement, that is equal volumes of a gases contain the equal number of a molecules. How many molecules are present in 1 mole of a gas? That is found to be 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. So how do you get this value? This is you can learn in the coming chapter, that is stoichiometry. So this is called Avogadro's constant or Avogadro's number, that might be represented with the capital N, okay, subscript A, or capital N in some of the textbooks. So that is called Avogadro number. That means 1 mole of any gas, 1 mole of any substance is containing how many molecules? 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. So that's why from this observation, one generalization is made: all gases containing equal amount of a substance occupy the same volume at constant temperature and pressure. If the two gases are there, if the two gases are having the same amount of a gas, that means same number of moles will be present. Once the same number of moles are present, the same number of molecules can be present. The same number of molecules are present, that is N1 is equal to N2, then V1 is equal to V2, so that they can occupy the same value. That's why all the gases containing equal amount of a substance occupy the same value at constant temperature and pressure. So that means here, if N1 is equal to N2, the number of moles of a gas should be same, okay, of two gases, then V1 is equal to V2. Both are occupying the same value. That is also the another form of which one? Avogadro's law. And 1 mole of gas can be occupying how much volume at STP? What do you mean by the STP? So there are two definitions are there. Okay, till 1982 one definition is there. After 1982 another definition is there. So after 1982, the standard temperature and pressure, STP means standard temperature and pressure means, so 273.15 Kelvin, 0.986 atmosphere. If that is the case, the occupying volume, the 1 mole of gas can be occupying 22.7 liters. This is what I am written here, that is, but in most of the textbooks, okay, so the old one is followed, before 1982 followed. So at a standard temperature pressure means 273.15 Kelvin and 1 atmosphere is the pressure. So at that time, if these values you are substituted, at this one the value might be changes from 22.7 to 22.4 liters. So 1 mole of any gas, whether it is nitrogen or oxygen or methane, any gas, if this is the condition of temperature and pressure, they are always occupying the 22.7 liters. If this is that condition, they are occupying the 22.4 liters. So whatever the volume is occupied by any 1 mole of gas at STP, that is called as molar volume. So in the first we can decide, in the measurable properties we said, the mass of 1 mole of a gas is called as molar mass. Here the volume occupied by 1 mole of gas at which condition? STP condition, that is called as which one? Molar volume. Molar value means the volume occupied by the 1 mole of a gas at STP condition, that is 22.7 liters, is called as molar volume. So this is about the Avogadro's law. Simply from this Avogadro's law we learn 2 or 3 important points. One is, when we maintain the temperature and pressure as a constant, the volume of a gas is always directly proportional to the amount of a gas, that is directly proportional to the number of moles of a gas. And the second one is, so 1 mole of any gas containing the same number of molecules, gas molecules, that is 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. That is called as Avogadro constant. So how did you get this number? This is we can learn how do you get in the next stoichiometric chapter. And the third one, so from this statement, the one more generalization is also made. So whenever all the gases containing the equal amount of a substance, at the time the volume is occupied by those gases also will be same at the same temperature and pressure. That means equal volume of all gases containing equal number of moles. That is, if N1 is equal to N2, then V1 is equal to V2. And the last fourth generalization, fourth important point we learn from this Avogadro's law, 1 mole of any gas can occupy the 22.7 liters at STP. STP means standard temperature and pressure. So that standard temperature is 273.15 Kelvin. Standard pressure is 0.986 atmosphere. But in most of the calculation, so this is taken as 273.15, but the pressure instead of 0.986 atmosphere, that taken 1 atmosphere. If this is the value we can substitute, what do we get? 22.4 liters. That's why either this 22.7 or 22.4 liter are simply called as molar volume. Molar volume means the volume occupied by 1 mole of a gas at STP is called as molar volume. This is about the Avogadro's law. So the one more important relation might be useful in the next topics, that is especially in the discussion of effusion or diffusion topic. So we know that according to Avogadro's law, V is equal to K into N, then V is equal to K into M by M, because number of moles is equal to M by mass of a gas by molar mass of a gas. Then so molar mass, just can rearranging this equation, by rearranging M is equal to K into M by V, mass of a gas by volume of a gas. So mass or density is equal to, what is that? Mass by volume. So here what is there? Mass by volume. Mass by volume is nothing but D, that is density. So that molar mass is equal to K into D. The molar mass of a gas is always directly proportional to the density of a gas. This is a relation might be useful in the next topic. So the molar mass of a gas is always directly proportional to density of a gas. This is another important conclusion we made from this Avogadro's law.